Okay, we are back for game number 2. Let's roll. Alright, got our next opponent, Suzu. I think this is silver 4. I still can't recognize these things properly. That's a pretty good hand again, and once again 2 island. Deck is doing pretty well with the 2 island thing. I guess, like long term, you could try and maybe see how the deck plays with like 19 islands. Because you really want to find the third, but maybe if there's something you really need to play, you could go down to 19. But I'm not sure, and I don't see the need to, so I haven't yet, because the deck just performs pretty well, and so far I more often felt like I'm struggling a bit to find that extra land that I need, than feeling that I'm constantly having a bit too much land. So that's why I stuck with the 20. The sideboard of the original, another island when they up the curve a little bit. Yeah, this is great. Double protected Curious Obsession Marauder. Pretty amazing, and we seem to be up against some, is it drakes or fiends or both. And yeah, given that we're not gonna play anything, because tapping out, not a good plan. This deck's very good at killing this and punishing us, but not through double protection. Next turn we probably can play him. Since this is not gonna be that good for that long, I think I don't mind blowing this here. Because we also have the retorts. Just kinda like slowing him down a bit, wasting his time. Before this doesn't do anything anymore, because a lot of their cards are pretty cheap. Okay, that's fine. Getting that out also matters because it makes it a lot easier to protect our stuff. Because otherwise he could have fought back with the Spell Pierce against, say, a Dive Down or a Retort when we are tapped low. And they often only play like 1 Spell Pierce. But that was, I think, a pretty good exchange for us. The land, that's great. Wouldn't mind a Wizard for those counter spells to turn the cancels into counter spells. Or cancel, that's fine. I think I'm still fine with Dive Down here as a single protection, because he didn't seem to have anything yet that he wants to use on this, so he's unlikely to have a lot, and we can counter the first one. If this dies, it would hurt, but I feel like we want to develop our board just a little bit more, so we can leave retorts and dive downs up for the rest of the game and just win the game in like 3 or 4 turns. Lava Coil. And now him having used the Spell Pierce comes in quite handy. Let's hope he doesn't have something else. He has another Spell Pierce. Okay, I didn't see that one coming. That's pretty punishing, actually. But yeah, this many Spell Pierces main deck is to me. Okay, we found another obsession, so who cares? Now we just proceed with the plan. And we can even play this sort of for free and still have Retort open, or just use this. Now we are in a pretty great spot. Triple Retort, Stormtamer backup with a Marauder with a session that even, like, the Drakes is pretty great. And yeah, I think I care countering this against 2 cards. It's unlikely that he has another, like, 1 cost. Like, he basically has to have top deck Chalk here to punish us. Wow, and he did. But I mean, we are still in a better spot. We have more cards. We have pressure, he doesn't. It's not a lot of pressure, but it is pressure, and we have double counterspell for the next 2 things that matter. Like this Drake. Maybe I was a bit ambitious and we should have just let it resolve. If it was an Enigma Drake, I would have been a bit more inclined to let it resolve, but the fact that it cycles is a bit annoying and he can kill us pretty quick in a race. While it's not a good blocker against the Marauder, obviously, but as an attacker, it still matters. Get in. Damage. And I think there's not much point in holding this back, because we can play Charter Course without discarding, and we just want mana to do as many things as possible in one. Yeah, given the amount of cards in his graveyard, we need to counter. Make sure he doesn't get back into the game. His last card's probably a land. Or maybe an if miss it. Maybe. But given that we saw both Drakes, it's not that likely. There's Stormtamers, decent draw. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that our clock is... I maybe should have played the game a bit more conservative. But our opponent like hit all the stops, sort of. This, damaging, otherwise the same. Because the thing is, like, he had a bunch of situations where he could have shocked and didn't, so it was pretty likely that it didn't have shock, so he must have top decked it. And similar with the lava coil, I think. And the fact that he has more than one spell pierce in the deck and also drew more than one spell pierce. Probably plays 2 at best, I would say. Was quite impressive. And not very likely, so the odds were in our favor, I think, still with the plays that I made. But they might have been unnecessarily aggressive. That's decent, that will help us end this. And sleep will help us mitigate potential pressure like this. Okay. So tap this. This. Get in. Question is, do I want to sleep here? I think I don't. I think I want to do it next turn. This can be punished by like another one with maximized velocity, but that's about it. And pretty low on resources, so it's not very like. Okay. This is better if you have a blocker. That's not a good draw. Cutting out quite a bunch here. Still currently losing the race. Because he killed our Stormtamer. Seems to like the same island as I do. That was a good draw. Very good. That keeps us from dying and makes it that much more likely that he dies because he needs 2 answers. So, yeah, it should have put a stop in upkeep. I'll put it here. Don't think he has like hard counters that counter creatures, so should be fine. And if he has spell pierce, I doubt he also has dive down. And he does. Oh, so we are dead. And he might have even drawn it and we got punished for like not putting the upkeep stop, yeah. Could have played this game better and potentially won it. That was a bit disappointing. Although given that he didn't play the card last turn, he might have had it in hand, but given the fact that he played a land, probably was holding a land and drew the dive down. But yeah, it doesn't come up that often that you need to set stops like this on MTG Arena, and since I haven't played the client that much, especially with the changes a bit ago, I slept on setting a stop there, and that might very well have cost us the game, because not unlikely that he top decked the dive down there, and if we Trickster in the upkeep, there's nothing he can do. He has a dive down, his break is tapped, and he's facing double diesel. Alright, we are 1-1, should probably be 2-0. But yeah, we have 2 more games to go, so see you in a moment with game number 3.